From Storm Tracker 6, this is Forecast First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
We have more dry weather across mid-Michigan this Sunday morning. Some of us are waking up to mostly sunny skies, beautiful sunrise across the area. Others, well, it's obscured by some very dense fog. Dense fog advisory in place across most of mid-Michigan, which is currently set to expire by the time we hit 10 o'clock this morning. Really good look at just how dense that fog is over in Grand Ledge and especially down in Jackson. You can barely see the Consumers Energy building in the background there. Temperatures currently sitting at 41 degrees right now. Good news is that we are going to be trending a lot warmer across the area today compared to yesterday. That warming trend will continue as we move into early next week as well. 6 News This Morning starts right now.
WLNS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News This Morning.
Good morning, Mid-Michigan. Thank you for waking up with us. It's Sunday, October 12th. I'm Karina Prieto, and we're here for you now with this morning's top stories. Well, President Trump is set to depart for Israel and Egypt later today, ahead of the release of the Israeli hostages. As Christian Benavides reports, there is cautious optimism that this peace deal will hold.
Today, President Trump will travel to Israel, where he's expected to deliver an address to Parliament ahead of a crucial deadline for Hamas to release the remaining hostages being held in Gaza, both dead and alive. There's been cautious optimism on both sides. This could mean the end of the war.
I call it everlasting success. I think you will too. I think you're going to have tremendous success, and Gaza is going to be rebuilt. This is peace in the Middle East, and it is a beautiful thing.
At Hostage Square in Tel Aviv, it was a hero's welcome for Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff, along with Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner.
You are coming home.
The crowd much less receptive to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who this crowd blames for failing to more quickly end the war and bring loved ones home.
To Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, I was in the trenches with the Prime Minister. Believe me, he was a very important part here.
Earlier Saturday, Kushner and Witkoff briefly entered Gaza, where Israeli troops have withdrawn to an agreed-upon line and where tens of thousands of Palestinians are returning to find their homes reduced to rubble and ruin. We left everything when we fled, and now our house is gone, this woman said. Much-needed aid has been flowing into Gaza as Israel mobilized prisoners set to be released in exchange for the Israeli hostages. Christian Benavides, CBS News.
Well, we're now in the 12th day of a federal government shutdown with no end in sight. The House and Senate have now both adjourned, most lawmakers have left Washington, and the White House started laying off federal workers on Friday. Both political parties are blaming each other for this shutdown as Democrats seek more money for health care, but Congressman Tim Walberg, whose district includes Jackson and Hillsdale, says Democrats need to approve the temporary funding bill to reopen the government and then negotiate for what they want.
And until they're willing to open up government, based upon this simple continuing resolution, we're not going to be able to negotiate all of the other items that will come during a normal appropriations process.
President Trump says he is ordering the Defense Department to find money to pay military salaries during this government shutdown. There's a Michigan dentist who is doing his part to help those who are serving without a salary. From a cleaning to a filling or extraction, tools will be running nonstop for Dr. Adam Petrosky and his team today. He says, quote, "They gave their all for us and often come out of their service having been made certain promises, and they don't always get the care they've been promised." Those benefiting from the free services today say they are very thankful for the timing as they wait for the government to come to an agreement on the budget. New this morning, authorities are continuing to investigate after a helicopter crashed into an intersection in Huntington Beach, California, and left 5 people hospitalized. 2 of those people were on the helicopter during the crash, and the other 3 were pedestrians. Officials say the crash happened just after 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon near the intersection of Pacific Coast Highway and Huntington Street. Those who were injured have been taken to the hospital for treatment, and it is still unclear what caused the helicopter to crash. Back here in Michigan, prosecutors say they are not charging a man who stabbed and killed someone in Wayne County because they consider the attack to be a case of self-defense. The stabbing happened earlier this week in Southgate. Prosecutors say 23-year-old Ramon Vasquez went into the store looking for 33-year-old man from Riverview and started beating him up. Then they say that the 33-year-old who worked at the store pulled out a knife and stabbed Vasquez twice, killing him. Even though the employee is not charged with killing the other man, he has been charged on one count of carrying a concealed weapon. A lapse of security at a Detroit elementary school leads to one student stabbing another after investigators say a mother gave her child a knife. School administrators say a metal detector did go off on the mother, who is now in custody, when she entered the building, but a guard did not check her. Now that guard has been removed from the school and could lose their job. As of now, the victim is in stable condition and the alumni from the school are speaking out.
If the parent gave that child that knife to go do that, she need to be locked up.
That school is pretty much quiet. Don't be no trouble or nothing like that. You know, the parents pick their kids up every day.
And we are sad to share that American actress and Oscar-winning star Diane Keaton has passed away. She was known for her unique style and depth, which made her a standout actor of her generation. Her career spanned many decades, charming audiences in films like Baby Boom, Father of the Bride, and First Wives Club. She received 4 Oscar nominations and even one back in 1977. Her family says she died surrounded by loved ones in California, but they did not list a cause of death. She was 79 years old.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather on the Sixes, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
We are waking up to some slightly cooler temperatures across mid-Michigan this Sunday morning, but some of us are being treated to a gorgeous sunrise. You can see that in the background of our Capitol camera this morning. Temperatures here in Lansing sitting right at 40 degrees. We're at 43 for our current temperature over in Charlotte, falling down into the upper 30s in places like Hillsdale, as well as over in Howell. Now you notice we weren't really dealing with a lot of dense fog, at least here in Lansing, over towards the Capitol. Big difference when we take a look down at our Jackson camera. You can barely see the Consumers Energy building in the background there, and barely even see the parking lot and the roads down at the bottom of our screen. Now, temperature-wise in Jackson, we're at 41 degrees. The reason why that fog is so dense, dew point temperatures also in the low 40s, and there's no sort of wind to kind of mix up any of the moisture that we have in the atmosphere. That's why a dense fog advisory is currently in place across most of mid-Michigan this morning. It's currently set to expire by the time we hit 10 o'clock. Here's a look at current visibility across the area. Being reported at or near 0 miles in places like Mason, Lansing, and Charlotte. Current visibility down to a quarter of a mile in places like Jackson, as well as over in Marshall. Now, as this fog lifts, or after it does so, we're going to be treated to a really nice looking day. Mostly sunny conditions in the forecast for our Sunday. Temperature-wise, we are going to be topping out above average. Temperature is going to be reaching into the upper 60s. We're going to continue to warm things up even as we move into our Monday. By then, we're going to be talking about highs in the low 70s. What I will say is that you should take the time, go outside, enjoy this nice weather, soak up all of the warm temperatures that we have in the forecast, because it is going to be a big difference by the time we get into Wednesday and Thursday. Highs are going to be below average, and there is the chance for maybe some patchy frost across the area as well.
Well, we've got frost, we've got fog, we've got it all.
We got both F words in the forecast here.
Right, but only the good ones.
Exactly.
Right, thanks, Kendall.